Hey everybody, I'm Chris Enegren, head brewer and part owner of Enegren Brewing Company. We started this whole journey out in college. I went to school with my brother Matt, my friend Joe, Loyola Marymount University. We started brewing in the dorms. And from there we ended up moving to my parents' house after college and brewing in the garage for a while. And it wasn't until my parents decided they were going to kick us out to sell the house. And that kind of really took the choice to go into the real commercial brewing. So we got together, put our money in, bought a little 3-barrel system we custom designed. That was in 2011. Brewed in that little thing for 3 years after our work in the daytime and all weekend long. And after we got that thing up and running and working pretty well, we actually built up a 15-barrel system in a nice bigger area. And that's when I quit my job and I went into it full time. And since then, we've been expanding, just very slowly, but very steadily. Our philosophy has always been, we want to brew what we want to brew. We don't want to take orders from silly trends and things we just don't want to drink. Beer is far too much work, so we want to be able to really enjoy what we're doing. So German styles have always been our goal. And in the beginning, we had a lot of German styles. We always had a bunch of other things like IPAs here and there. And it wasn't until we got into our 15-barrel system with our bigger brewery, a lot more tanks and distribution, and we lost the ability to just sell beer to people in front of our bar, and we had to go branch out to other areas. And when our distributor came to us and said, you know, knock it off, literally knock it off with the German lagers, stop selling German style beers, and start making fruit IPAs, because that was trendy at the time. That's when we got together, we said, you know what, no more of this. We are now only doing what we want to do, and that was lager. So we've been just pushing that pretty much the whole time since, and it's been wonderful. It's our favorite style of beer, and we're always gonna keep doing that. What you're drinking now is Nighthawk Schwarzbier, or black lager. This beer, it's got a little bit of a lighter body to it, also some nice roasted flavors towards the end, and it's a great all-around beer. It's always on tap at our bar. During the summertime, we have endless amounts of pilsners and other things that are very light in style, and it's always like our final beer on the tap plate. And it's kind of funny when people come to us and will say that, you know, this is too dark for the summertime, but it's kind of a perfect beer for the whole time. We got the name Nighthawk because in our old 3-barrel system, when we would work all day long and then come to the brewery at night to brew, we would brew all night sometimes. We call it Nighthawking. And we decided to make a dark beer and call it Nighthawk Lager. Right now we're standing in front of LAGERTHA, our 15-barrel 3-vessel system. I actually quit my job as an automation engineer, started working for Premier Stainless, and ended up doing all the automation. So I built this thing from scratch, pretty much just at night, designed it all up, did all the wiring, all the programming, and then as soon as we got it done, pretty much I started doing this full time. This is where all the magic happens. This is Tommy right here, our lead brewer, rocking a decoction brew on. We got, what, Hefeweizen going right now? That's right. So we
perfect for a lager festival.
Exactly. Yeah. Wish we could have a lager there right now during this, but
Check it out.
This is our touchscreen. We have this whole thing mapped over to our phone. Our facility is really long now, so we're always running back and forth to different spaces. So they don't have everything just readily available, so we could be canning and brewing at the same time. Is really nice and makes things a lot easier. This is cellar number 1. When we started this facility out here, we bought the first 3 tanks from Patricia, Sophie, and Kathy. Named them after our moms. And we started expanding out with our row number 2. This one right here is all wives of brewery owners and tasting room employees. And then our 3rd row right here is all daughters of tasting room employees and brewers. And we built out a cellar number 2. We took on some more expanded areas right during COVID actually, which is perfect timing. Ended up building this whole pipe system that goes up over a couple buildings and then right down to our cell number 2. Now we're in cellar number 2. This is where we can everything, package up our kegs, we filter, a row of tanks in the back, and then right behind you, here we go, turn around, right here. This is Dave. This is Dave, my father-in-law. He's wanted to work in here forever. This guy's Luigi. Luigi actually owns a winery across the street, which is pretty awesome. So he hangs out here during the day and then runs out at night. We got Daniel. Look at our newest guy. He has very few stains on his overalls yet. He's going to work there pretty soon. These are our bright tanks. All the beer is filtered from either over the wall into these tanks here, or from this side right here, which is our expanded fermentation cellar. These are all 60-barrel tanks. We're constantly adding more. Just put Kimberley in 2 weeks ago. Kimberley is the wife of Luigi, who works at the winery as well. We believe there's 5 parameters to make a perfect lager. Number 1, brew house design. This brew house here lets us do decoction mashing, which is one technique where you actually boil part of the mash to turn it into a separate Lagerson. And with a lot of German-style lagers, you've got very little ingredients to deal with. So we're looking at, in our Helles or our Pilsner, pretty much breaking up as much flavor as we can from pretty much 2 ingredients. Number 2 is natural carbonation. This right here is a spunding device. What this thing lets us do, it lets us trap that escaping CO2 inside the tank. So the tank pressurizes itself up to around 15 psi and everything else diffuses right back into it. We save a lot of money on CO2 every year, and we also can lock in a lot of flavors to keep that head retention and that nice aroma inside the beer still. Number 3 is time. You've got to give lagers the time to lager out and really mature themselves. It is not a beer you can turn fast. If you're worried about just cranking money out, not the style to run with. Number 4 is filtration. Nothing makes a perfect lager without actually filtering it out, making it beautifully crystal clear, and it makes that nice crispness really shine through. We named this one Michaela after our bar manager, Michaela. She can be a complete pain in the butt to deal with sometimes, but it's absolutely necessary, and we really love her. Number 5, of course, is the beer garden. There's no sense in making a perfect German-style lager without a proper environment to enjoy it in. Prost.